Welcome to this dog agility video. This video will discuss several ideas you may find helpful as you pursue the great sport of dog agility.
We'll discuss some dog agility techniques first. Then Phil and Magic Momo will show you what they look like in an AKC Masters Jumpers run.
We'll discuss these techniques: consistent setup at the start line, saving time with sharper turns, the rear cross, proactive verbal and nonverbal cues.
We'll also talk about obstacle focus, the blind cross, and choosing your leading hand.
When setting up your dog behind the first obstacle, do so in a consistent manner. This consistency will help your dog know what's coming. For example, he will know that he has to wait for a release cue before he starts his run.
If obstacle number 2 is a jump, you may want to use what Phil calls the K9 arrow technique. When using the K9 arrow, position yourself behind a jump and reach over the bar toward your dog. Point your chest and knees toward the intended line. This will tell your dog in advance where she will be going after jumping over the bar. This knowledge will help your dog make a sharper turn toward the next obstacle.
Here's an example of a rear cross. When doing a rear cross, you let your dog run ahead of you. Then you run to either the right or left behind your dog. Your dog will sense this and also turn in that same direction. In this example, Phil is doing a rear cross to the left.
Here is an example of a proactive verbal cue. When using a proactive cue, you give it in advance. In this example, as Momo approaches a jump, Phil is already calling out a verbal that means, take the jump in front of you, turn left, and circle around to take the next jump you see.
It helps if your dog has been trained to have high obstacle focus. Then he will automatically take any obstacle he sees in front of him, unless told to do otherwise.
The blind cross is a technique for changing your leading arm by turning toward your new leading arm as you look toward the next obstacle. As you turn, you lose sight of your dog for a moment. That's why we call it a blind cross.
Choosing the leading arm. It is usually best to lead with the arm closest to your dog. And, if you are turning left, lead with your right hand. But if you are turning right, lead with your left hand. If you want me to turn left, which arm would you use to lead me? Usually, it would be best to lead me to turn left with your right arm. Let's look at an example.
Which arm would be best for obstacles 13, 14, and 15? The right arm would be best, since the path is turning to the left. Which arm would be best for 15 through 19? Since the path is curving to the right, it would be best to lead with the left hand.
Next, you will see the techniques we have discussed. You will see Phil and Magic Momo running fast and clean in an AKC Masters Jumpers run.
Magic Momo on the line, then we have Dylan, Yoshio. Thank you.
Here is Phil's consistent setup at the start line. This consistency helps Momo know what is coming next. While Momo waits behind the start line, Phil goes behind jump number 2. He will be using the K9 arrow technique. The K9 arrow technique tells Momo, in advance, that she will be turning right after taking jump number 2. This rear cross cues Momo to turn left.
I felt like my knee twisted a little bit when I did front cross. And he was looking. Yeah, but he corrected me. Yeah. So if I did that with Joey,
Phil is giving a proactive cue. As Momo approaches the next jump, he tells her to jump, turn left, and run around to the next jump.
Momo is committed to her left around routine. So Phil can easily do a blind cross to lead the final sequence with his left hand.
Good luck.
Big top.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Learn more at masterylearning.thinkific.com. Be sure to check out the free lessons and premium courses there.